Hey guys, it's Jenny, or Losing Pounds 89. Today I am doing two videos. I'm going to quickly do a 35-week update. I think I'm at. No, 36. So today's my 36-week post-op video. And I'm going to also do the questions and answers video with this update. So last week I was left at 225. I had a 5-pound loss last week. This week I'm at 223. So I had a 2-pound loss this week, which is good. So I'm happy. Alright, so let's start this questions and answers thing. I have so many questions to answer. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start out with like all the insurance questions. I'm just going to kind of go through like how I went through the process to get the surgery and stuff like that. Okay, so I had been contemplating getting the weight loss surgery for like a couple of years, maybe since I was like 20. So I went to my doctor and I asked her if she thought that gastric bypass surgery would be right for me. And she definitely agreed. She wanted me to go to a seminar. So I went to a seminar at the hospital where I had my surgery, and the surgeon just kind of sat up there and talked about the different surgeries. There's a lap band, there's vertical sleeve, and there's the bypass. Originally, I wanted, I was all over the place on what kind of surgery I wanted. Originally, I wanted the lap band. Once I found out you had to get those fills with the shots, I was like, screw that, I want the sleeve. So I had decided I wanted the sleeve. So I went through like all of the doctor's appointments. I had to go to a psych evaluation. I had to go to a heart cardiologist, a heart specialist. I had to have a heart ultrasound. What else did I do? Sleep study for sleep apnea. I had to do a lot of different testing, and also I have Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. I don't know what any other people have, but I have Blue Cross Blue Shield. Blue Cross Blue Shield usually requires a 6-month weigh-in with your doctor before they will approve you for your surgery. So I started all of this in October. Very beginning, no, just joking. I went to my seminar in July. And then I had to wait a month to even get into my surgeon's office. So in August, after I got home from vacation, I think it was like August 16th, I came back. So a month later, after I originally had went to the seminar, I came back, I went, and I actually met with the surgeon, and we decided on me getting the gastric sleeve. And then I started going through the weigh-ins, and then I started going to all those doctor's appointments. Now, for some reason or another, the insurance company made me an exception, and I did not have to go through the 6-month weigh-in. I had my surgery in November when I started going to all of my doctor's appointments in the beginning of October. So literally, I went to the seminar in July. I actually met with the surgeon a month later in August. And then I started going through all the doctor's appointments, psych evaluation, cardiologist, a breathing doctor. I had to do a bunch of breathing tests, sleep study, and I had to meet with a nutritionist. I had to go through like 3 different classes that had to do with like nutrition and stuff like that. So After I was done with all that, that literally took me about a month to get done with. After I did that, they called me, my BMI office, my surgeon's office called me and said, you know, your insurance company is not going to make you go through the 6-month weigh-in. So I literally freaked out, and they wanted me to schedule my surgery. I'm like, oh my God, like, here I am thinking I'm not going to have my surgery for 6 months, and a month later I'm scheduling my surgery. So I got very lucky. I'm sure it's not, I'm sure it, I'm sure it's not a cakewalk for everybody else, but for me, it was a very easy process. It didn't take very long. I didn't have to go through the weigh-in, which was awesome. So that's kind of what happened with the insurance. The cost of the surgery, obviously, it was covered under insurance for me. So I think like total over everything that I had to pay was maybe like $3,000. But that was including all the doctor's appointments that I had to go through before I had my surgery. That included the classes I had to take, anesthesia, the surgery, the hospital stay. I'm estimating it was around like $3,000. So that's how much that was. Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna start reading questions because this video is almost 7 minutes long already. This is nuts. It's gonna be like an hour video. You guys are gonna have to skim through the video and find the questions that you want to ask because I'm sure you're not gonna want to sit here and listen to every single question I'm asking. Okay, so someone wanted to know what is a typical day of eating for me. Every single morning, I wake up and I drink a protein shake. Okay, this is what I get from my doctor's office. It's called MD protein. It's whey protein, and I get this from my doctor's office. It's a 2-pound thing. It's mint chocolate chip flavor. I don't know if you can see. It's mint chocolate chip. This is a good protein. What I do is I mix it with 8 ounces of water in my shaker. See that little line there? I fill it up with water. I do 1 scoop of this, which is 22 grams of protein, and that's what I do every morning. Then I take my vitamins. I take OptiSource vitamins. You can get these at Walgreens. They're $27 for 1 month supply. They are chewable. They're citrus flavored, and you take 4 a day. They're this big. They are not gross tasting. They're actually pretty good. It tastes like candy. They're kind of sour. I really like them. As for vitamins, this is all I have to take. This is it. 4 of these a day. 2 in the morning, 2 at night. That's it. So that's how I get in my vitamins. I had someone asking me about what was the vitamin that was making me really sick in the beginning of my surgery. Some people are required to take a liquid potassium supplement after surgery for 3 months. It was the sickest thing I ever had to do. I literally was gagging every single second I had to drink it. It was so gross. So the potassium was making me sick. But I only had to take that for 3 months after surgery, so that's good. What did you eat your first month post-op? Literally 2 weeks after surgery. I was on liquids for 1 week after surgery, which I was doing popsicles, Jello, pudding, everything sugar-free. I was doing Crystal Light, my protein shakes. So that's what I was doing first week post-op. And then I was on, for second to third week, I was on pureed food. So I was doing pureed ground beef with some taco seasoning. I was doing pureed chicken. with some cream cheese and chicken broth. And that's pretty much all I did. I really, the pureed thing completely grossed me out, so that's really, that's all I did. And then, like, the 4th week of surgery, as most of you guys know, if you've been watching all of my videos, I ended up with a complication. I had a stricture. I actually had 3 strictures. I had a stricture, so the 4th week when I was trying to eat the solid protein, everything was coming back up. So the chicken I was eating, the beef I was eating, you know, the protein I was eating was coming right back up, so I had to go into the hospital. You know, they had to put me to sleep, put scope down my throat. I had someone ask me, what was a scope? A scope is an endoscope where they take a camera and put it down your throat and they can see what's inside or what's going on inside of you. So they had to, what a stricture is it's where scar tissue heals over the hole to your new pouch. So when you eat, it goes down, and then you have your new little pouch right here. And so basically, scar tissue healed over the hole. So every time I was eating, it wasn't able to go in my pouch. So it was coming right back up. So I was throwing everything up that I was eating. So, someone asked me, am I worried about transferring addictions? No, I'm not worried about it. I mean, I guess, you know, it is a reality. It happens to gastric bypass surgery. 1 in 9 gastric bypass patients become alcoholics, or, you know, become addicted to something else. But I personally am not afraid of transferring addictions. You know, my friends and family, they when I started drinking, they were a little bit nervous because, you know, you get drunk really quick, you come down really quick, and then you want to do it again. So they were a little bit nervous, but I mean, personally, I can never see myself becoming an alcoholic. But what kind of exercise do you do? I'm gonna be honest. I don't exercise that much. I think last night I went for a run. It was the first time I exercised in like 2 weeks. You know, it's all about making sure that you're eating what you're supposed to be eating. If you don't want to, I mean, exercise is good. You know, it's good for the heart. It's just, exercise is good. But if you're going to eat something that you're not supposed to eat, you better damn well exercise. But personally, I do not. I'm very, very, very disciplined in my diet. So I stick to what I'm supposed to do. You know, I eat the minimal calories. That's why I'm losing the way I am. So honestly, I don't really exercise that much. Do I forget to take my vitamins? Sometimes I do forget to take my vitamins, yes. I was out of these for about 4 days. I was busy and I didn't have time to go get them. I had the biggest headache I ever had in my life, so I'm never going to do that again. I had a lot of people ask me about constipation. I personally do not have that problem. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys need to put some more like fiber in your diet. Maybe try like fiber bars, or you know, some what is that liquid Benefiber. I know I was actually having like the opposite problem. You know, it was like I was trying to ask my surgeon, like, why is it always so, like, watery? Why won't it just bulk up, you know? Like, I just want to take a normal poop. But, I mean, I guess, like, that's how it's going to be after the surgery for me personally, because, you know, when they're messing with your intestines, you know, things are going to change. So, you know, that's one downside of the surgery. Like, you don't really have. I personally don't. This people are asking me, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm not shy. So I mean, one downside of the surgery for me is like you don't really have like normal poops. I mean, they're like, for me, it's like, before surgery, they're, stiff and hard and it's coming out. But like now it's like toothpaste. It's like, what the fuck? Why won't it just be normal, But I never had a problem with constipation. Um, what kind of protein do I prefer? I eat a lot of ground beef. I eat a lot of chicken. They're both, I get the lean beef, 100%, I don't like those fatty chunks in my beef, no. But, cheese, I love cheese, I eat a lot of cheese. Have my relationships with my friends and family changed? Have my relationships with my coworkers changed? Do they ever leave me out if someone's going out to eat? Like, do they leave me out? The relationship with my family obviously has changed. I'm a completely different person than I was 8 months ago. Obviously I had self-esteem issues, and I didn't want to go out and do anything. I just wanted to stay home. I was embarrassed, and now, I'm going out with my friends. I'm having a good time. I'm hanging out with my family. I don't feel uncomfortable because I'm, overweight. Um, um, with the coworkers, we have a lot of luncheons at work, and even though I probably wouldn't go upstairs and eat at the luncheon, it would be still nice for them to ask me to go up there. I'm very close with all my coworkers, but they feel like they can't even ask me like to go upstairs and even just like sit with them. They feel like they have to kind of hide it. But it's not in a malicious way or anything. I mean, they all love me, but I don't know. People wanted to know, why did I choose gastric bypass and not lap band or VSG? Originally I wanted lap band. I changed my mind and went to the VSG. I did a lot more research on the VSG, and the amount of weight loss, with the amount of weight loss it goes, I mean, depending on how much effort you put into it, you can lose as much weight as you want. For example, Banded Wendy, look at her. She has a lap band. She is an amazing example of somebody who, rocked the lap band. I mean, she did it, but for the amount of effort you put into it with the surgeries, the lap band is, lowest on the list. Like, you're not going to lose as much weight with the lap band as you are with the VSG, and you're not going to lose as much weight as you are with the VSG if you get the gastric bypass. So it all depends on how much effort you feel you're going to put into the surgery. I personally had over 200 pounds to lose. So the lap band was not a good choice for me, having over 200 pounds to lose. VSG, they don't touch the intestines. There is no malabsorption with the VSG. So when you eat, the calories are all getting absorbed. Versus the gastric bypass, when you eat, all the calories are not getting absorbed. So you lose weight a lot faster than the gastric bypass patients lose weight a lot faster than the vertical sleeve gastrectomy patients. And I'm not saying that, VSG is less of a surgery, because it's not. It's a tool. you know, it's a tool, and you use the tool to your ability, and you know, use it to its advantage. But when it came down to it, me and my surgeon decided that the gastric bypass would be best for me because I had so much weight to lose. And for keeping it off, you know, the malabsorption with the gastric bypass surgery, the statistics are better with the weight staying off the gastric bypass versus the VSG. So that's why I decided to go with the gastric bypass, because I wanted to make sure that the surgery I was going to do was going to work for me. It was going to help me keep the weight off for good. And you know, I wanted the weight to come off really quickly. So, I mean, it's come off very fast. So I'm very happy with the decision I made. I'm so glad I didn't go with the band or the VSG, because I know I wouldn't be where I am right now. So Norma 7854-1 said that she lost 60 pounds in 2 months. She wanted to know if that was normal. I mean, you had surgery. Weight loss is going to be normal. I mean, everybody's different. You're going to lose weight at different pace. So somebody else's normal isn't going to be, you know, the next person's. So she asked me, do I get scared that I'm going to be done losing weight before I get to my goal weight? No, I'm not. I mean, I do have my little freakouts where I'm like, oh my God, like, what if I'm done losing weight? But you know what? I'm going to make damn sure that I do get to my goal weight, and I'm going to do everything in my power to get to my goal weight, because that's what I truly want. And you can do it if you put your mind to it. Even if you come to a stall, you know what? You push through the stall, you change things up, and you'll get to your goal weight. How much alcohol can I drink? Can anything bad happen when you drink alcohol? How long did I wait before I drank alcohol? And what do I usually drink now? Okay, this is a good question, and my answer is going to sound really bad, but I promise I am not an alcoholic, okay? How much alcohol can I drink? Since I waited about 6.5 months before I even had a drink of alcohol after surgery. My surgeon suggested that I wait at least a year. But, you know, I'm 23. I go to the bars with my friends, and I like to have my wine nights with my girlfriends. And so, I mean, I waited 6.5 months before I had a glass of wine. I had one glass of wine, and I was super drunk off one glass of wine. The next couple times I drank a little more. You know, instead of one glass, it was 2 glasses. And then, I don't know, for people who are still, you know, fresh out and haven't drank yet, if you don't know, when you have gastric bypass surgery, the alcohol literally goes right through you. Like, you are super drunk for maybe a half an hour, and you slowly start to come down. And then after that, you drink another glass, and you're like, you're drunk again. It's the craziest thing. But since I've had my surgery, there were a few instances where I was able to drink an entire bottle of wine myself. It wasn't just me sitting here by myself drinking a whole bottle of wine myself. I was obviously like hanging out with friends, you know, little party thing. But I think 3 times since I've had my surgery, I was able to drink an entire bottle of wine to myself and be completely fine without dumping, and I wasn't sick at all. I was just very drunk. But they asked, is there anything bad that can happen? Personally, nothing bad can happen if you stay there and you don't drive. I wasn't sick, so nothing bad happened in that aspect. I mostly drink wine. I'm a wine drinker, so Moscato is my favorite. And that has a lot of sugar in it, and you know what? It doesn't make me dump, so I don't know. So that's that. Spanx. What are my thoughts on Spanx? Spanx are the best things since sliced bread. I obviously, I lost over 150 pounds. I have a lot of excess skin. It holds everything in. It sucks it all in. It gives you a nice figure. I wear Spanx almost every single day. What is my goal weight? My goal weight is between 140 and 130 pounds, and I'm 5'6". I'm gonna see what I look like when I get down to 150. We'll see. I'm tall. I'm almost 5'7", so we'll see. How long was I in the hospital? I was in the hospital for 3 days. Did I have any complications? I had strictures. I had to go in 3 different times and have my strictures stretched out. After the 3rd time, I was completely fine. I did not have any complications after that. Do I regret surgery? Absolutely not. I would do it 10 times over again. It was the best thing I've ever done for myself. I've never, ever had a regret about this surgery. How long was it post-op before I ate something and felt full with the sensation of my new pouch? Literally, the 2nd day after I had my surgery, I was drinking water, and I was super full. Some people are different. Some people, it takes a little bit longer for you to get that full feeling. But for me, right after surgery, I was completely full on some Crystal Light water and Jell-O. So it happened to me almost instantly. I was full. When did I start to feel normal again and not like some alien? You know what? Honestly, I still feel like a freaking alien. I was at, I went to Brandon's house, Brandon's parents, I went to Brandon's grandma's house over the weekend, and everybody was eating beef sandwiches, and with the surgery, you never know if you're going to feel sick from what you eat. For me personally, I never know. So I personally did not want to risk feeling sick, so I didn't eat. And, I didn't want to just openly come out and say, hey, I had gastric bypass surgery. I'm not going to eat. I don't, So it's hard. It's hard. And, you do feel like an alien sometimes, and you just have to get used to it. I do feel a lot more normal now than I did when I first had my surgery. Actually, now I can actually go out to eat with my friends. I can have a few bites of this and that and be okay. But before, I was like, no, I can't go out to eat. No, I cannot do anything. I had surgery. Nope. So that's changed a little bit since then. Am I able to get all of my water and my protein in? I am supposed to drink 64 ounces of water every day. To this day, 8 months after surgery, it is very hard for me to get all that in. I have no thirst whatsoever. Ever. I'm never thirsty. I have no desire to drink anything. So I literally forced myself to drink. I forced myself to drink 2 of these a day. Most of the time, I really don't even finish it. I only get about 30, or no. I only get about 50 ounces of water in every day, maybe. I know I'm still working on that. Am I able to get in all my protein? You know, I have good days and bad days. Some days I get in all my protein. Some days I barely eat anything. So it 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 all depends on the day. You know, there you have good days, you have bad days. Some days your pouch is irritated. Some days you can eat. You know, some days you can eat. You know, a lot. Sometimes you can't eat anything. So it's just it all depends on the day. And um, so I mean that's a little bit of a struggle still. So I'm going to stop this and then do another one. So part 2 is coming up. Okay, so this is part 2. Taste changes after surgery. Personally, I had no taste changes after surgery. None. No, everything tastes exactly the same to me as it did before surgery. Do you mix water or milk with your protein shakes? I drank water with my protein shakes. Um, I was able to drink milk after surgery. I only drank 8 ounces of milk because it's got 12 grams of sugar per 8 ounces of milk. So if I'm gonna drink milk, I'm only gonna drink 8 ounces of it, and I'm gonna probably drink it at night because I'm a weirdo like that. I like to drink milk at night. But as of lately, the milk's been making me feel sick. So I haven't drank milk in a little while. So that's that. Do you have a strict diet? Obviously. I had gastric bypass surgery, so I do not drink. I don't eat sugar unless it's in my wine. Obviously. I'm not going to go eat a candy bar. You know, I'm not going to go shove my face with chips. I'm not going to, you know, I'm trying to stick to 100% protein. Protein, protein, protein. That's the way you're going to get to your goal. That is the best thing for you is the protein after surgery. Do I have a good appetite? Some days yes, some days no. Some days I have to literally force myself to eat. Um, like like yesterday, for example, no appetite. I had a protein shake. You know, after I drank my protein shake at lunchtime, I'm like, what the hell am I gonna eat? I'm literally like looking through the fridge for like 2 hours, like I don't know what to eat. I'm just so annoyed. Like, why can't they just make a pill where I could take it and it could just give me all my? It could be like a meal and a pill. That would be my ideal thing because, like, I really have no appetite. I mean, if it were up to me, I could go days without eating. I really could. I really could, and it's not a good thing. I mean, some people have an appetite after surgery, some people don't. I mean, obviously I get cravings. You know, if I'm sitting there and there's like, you know, some, you know, chili cheese, like I love chili cheese dip. If there's some chili cheese dip in front of me, obviously I'm gonna want some. You know, maybe I'll have 1 or 2 chips, but that's it. You know, but I don't have much of an appetite. I'll make myself something. I'll sit there, have maybe 2 or 3 bites, and be done. Um, but someone asked me how many calories I eat a day. I don't know. I don't count my calories. I'm sure it's much less than what I'm supposed to be eating because I really don't have an appetite. Um, you know, I don't want to I don't want to scare you guys, like, but I mean, you guys are. So for some people, you're gonna be wanting to eat exactly the same before you had your surgery, and for some people are gonna be more like me, where you don't really have an appetite and you can literally go days without eating. That's just how it is for me. Hair loss. Is my hair still falling out? I am not losing my hair anymore. Around the 3 to 4 month mark, I lost my hair for about 3 months. Literally in chunks, just falling out in the shower. It was just like coming out like crazy. But I am no longer losing my hair. Do I feel like I've changed as a person? Or do I feel the same but just look different? I am 100% a different person than I was before I had my surgery. No, let me take that back. I am not a different person. I just, I now, the way that I am now is the way I've always wanted to be. But when I was overweight, I let it hold me back. So before my surgery, I was a very self-conscious person. I didn't go out. I didn't do much. I, you know, I hated my life. I really did. I didn't care if I lived or died. Honestly, it was horrible. I would not wish that feeling on anybody ever. But I mean, the way that I feel now is the way I've always been. I just have never been able to actually be my true self, I guess you could say. I am the happiest right now I think I've ever been in my entire life, ever. Um, I'm confident. I'm still, I still have, body issues, because now instead of me having to worry about all the fat, I'm worrying about all the excess skin. But I would rather worry about the excess skin than worry about me being 400 pounds, So, um, I've definitely changed as a person. I'm so much more outgoing. I love life. I love my life. Like I said before, I would not give a shit if I even died in my sleep that night because that's how unhappy I was. Now I'm just like I'm happy to wake up in the morning and I love what I see in the mirror and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. Um, how bad is my extra skin on a scale from 1 to 10? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I would say it's about an 8. It's about an 8. I'm gonna try to get up the courage to do a video and show you guys what it actually looks like. I'll show you my arms. I have all this hanging on my arm. It's just a flap of skin hanging here, And, obviously this is what my arm would look like without it. So, I have this right here, the back, like this, if you could see it, it's coming out right here. But the excess skin on my back, and I have this, and, it's just a nightmare. I hate it. Or you lose all this weight, and you have certain things you want to wear, and you can't wear it because you have to worry about the skin hanging and looking weird. But, that can all be fixed. I'm still only 8 months out, so, I have plenty of time to get that worked out. Oh my god! You know what? I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to do it in a separate video. I will do that in a separate video. I'll tell you guys later. Do people treat me differently now that I've lost weight? Let me tell you something. Okay, so now that I've lost weight, all of the guys that gave me no attention, no time when I was overweight, now all of a sudden want to talk to me. And it just cracks me up. It's like the sweetest revenge is just like blowing them off. I love it, It's just like it's really crazy to see what people are gonna come out of the woodwork after you lose all your weight. So yeah, that's something really interesting that has happened to me. you know, as for like people treating me differently, I mean, the only ones who treat me differently are guys, pretty much. Just guys who blew me off before and now all of a sudden have time, you know? So that's really that. Um, do I throw up after I eat something that my body doesn't agree with? Only if it gets stuck do I throw up. So if I don't chew good enough, I will throw up. Um, what is dumping syndrome? Dumping syndrome is when you eat something you're not supposed to eat, like sugar, for example, and you will either throw up for a long period of time, or you're going to have the worst diarrhea you've ever had in your entire life, and it's going to be the worst pain ever. Or dumping syndrome for some people are just feeling really, really, really sick after they eat something that didn't agree with them. So that's what dumping syndrome is. Somebody asked me about me doing the pre-op diet to get out of the stall. I did do the pre-op diet to get out of the stall. I think I lost like 6 pounds that week. But the only thing with that is, after you do the pre-op diet for that week, you better be really careful with what you're going to eat the next week because you'll gain that weight right back. I did the minimal calories the week after that because obviously you're going into ketosis when you're doing the pre-op diet. And then once you start eating again, your body clings to those calories and to that fat that you're eating, and you're going to gain back right what you ate. So if you're going to do that, you have to make sure that you are eating only what you're supposed to be eating, and you're not overeating. My throat hurts from talking. How long was your recovery? I took a month off work. So I had 4 weeks off work. I had recovery for me was pretty painful. I had like a ripped suture or something going on with my muscle while everything was healing. So every single time I moved, I had this really bad pain, like right here. So that went on for about 3 weeks, and then finally in the 4th week, I started to feel back to myself again, and I was able to go back to work. So what else do I got here? Does the extra skin affect me in any way? Yeah, it does. Obviously, there's things I want to wear that I can't wear because of the extra skin. I would love to wear a cute pair of shorts, but the inner thighs are so flabby. I can't do it. I can't. It looks way too bad. Obviously, it affects me in a way that, I have a boyfriend now, and I guess like being intimate is a little bit of a challenge for me because I'm embarrassed about the extra skin, and I mean, he can say I'm pretty a million times, but it doesn't make me feel any. I mean, obviously it does make me feel good, but it's not gonna make me just like rip all my clothes off and be completely comfortable because you go from somebody who was almost 400 pounds who was never was never I don't even know how to explain it. But you know what I mean, you know? You go from being like that to being this size and now having to worry about all the extra skin and, you know, so it sucks in that aspect. I wish I could just be comfortable in my skin, in my own skin, and just not have to worry about what I look like, you know? So it affects me in that way that there are things that I want to wear that I can't wear, and it affects me in a way that I'm embarrassed when it comes to being intimate, I guess. I think that's all I got. I think I got everything. Alright. I hope that helped, guys. Let me make sure I got all the questions. Yeah, I did. Alright, guys. I am signing out with with the 50-minute video. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.